I'm going to show you guys how to make one of these chairs like this, and they're just made out of ordinary clothespins that you can get at Walmart. They have them the cheapest. There's a whole bag of them for like $3 or $4 there. And you need, let me think, you need 36 of these regular clothespins. And the first thing you got to do is take them apart. So you take these apart, and then you just set these metal things aside because you're not going to actually need to use that. You're also going to need glue. Just regular glue works good enough. Probably a paper towel to wipe up the messes. And you'll need a rubber band to make it easier on you for the very last step, or one of the last steps. Okay, let me see. The first thing we're going to do, you need to take 2 of these pieces. After you separate all those clothespin pieces, so you're probably going to have to pause this video multiple times to do it. You're going to put glue on these flat edges right here, and you're going to glue them together like this with the bumpy side facing out. Make sure they're facing the same direction so that hole lines up right there. So I'm going to do that. You don't need a lot of glue, just like a line down the middle is plenty, because it'll just come out and make a mess everywhere if you overdo it. So, actually I only needed it on one side because I'm gluing them together. So, let me see. Since I did that, I'll just go ahead and grab the other 2 and stick them on here. And then I just squeeze them, make sure they're firmly together. If your clothespins aren't completely even, just hold them together for like a few seconds and they'll be good. And see, that's all the glue you need, just a little bit down the middle. And that Elmer's glue, it dries clear anyway, so if there is some showing, don't worry about it. You won't be able to see it when you're all done. Just try to make sure these sides are flat, that it's not crooked as much as you can. Okay, you'll need to do that until you have 4 of them. So you're going to need 4 of these pieces that are just like this. Okay. The next thing you're going to do, you need to make a brace. What we're working on is these legs right here. You need to make a brace. You're going to end up putting glue all around this area where the circle is. And then when you put this on, you're going to try to line it up so it's square with the edges right there, so it looks even. You don't want it crooked like this or up or down. You need it even as much as you can. Line it up to this bottom corner right here that's below the little hole, and then do the same thing on the other side. You're going to glue it like that. So you just put this little U-shaped thing of glue underneath that circle, and then you can line them up. You're going to do the same thing on the other pair. Make sure this flat side of the surface is the side that is connecting to these. So the bumpy side's pointed out, the flat side connects to them, okay? You might have to press down for a few seconds just to make sure it connects good. The main thing is make sure they're straight, like this. So when you turn it up, it doesn't have to stand perfectly, but make sure these are straight up and down, that they're not pointed out. Oops. Just make sure that they're not pointed outwards or inwards or, you know, flip-flop or anything like that. Just try to make them as straight as possible. If they're perfectly straight, they should stand up, but it ain't like vitally important that they stand up right now. Let me see what the next step is. Okay, we can set these aside for now. Let's try not to bend them too much or get them out of place when you move them to the side. Okay. Now I'll show you how to do the back, which is this section up here. Oh, if you want those jewels on your finished thing, they have them at Dollar Tree. Usually for like $1 or $2 you can get enough of them of the right size. They're not the tiniest little squares and they're not the bigger squares, they're the ones in the middle, the medium squares. And to me, the back is probably the most difficult part of the whole thing to make. Okay, let's see. I'll set it up and then I'll move the camera so you can get a better view of it. I don't know how well you can see that. Not all clothespins are the same thickness, so you might want to put them together at first. Make sure they're all level and even. So pick 5 of them that are pretty much even. That way it'll work easier when you try to glue all this together. Okay, so you need 5 of them. What I do, I line up one clothespin right here so you can see how wide they need to be. Because when they're spread out, they need to be as wide as a single clothespin. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to do. Then right here where that line is on the 2 outside ones, we're going to glue one of these as a brace right above that line. So see, the 3 middle ones, they'll be lower than the rest, just like this. See how these are lower than the outside one? It gives it more style. So you're going to line this up with the outside ones and it's going to be glued right across there. Now, it ain't important to glue them to the middle ones right now. The most important thing is keeping it as wide as this clothespin up here and gluing the outside ones. Then after that, we're going to move down here and glue another one. But I'll flip the clothespin going the other way, if I remember. And then the third one will go down here. So I'm going to try that right now. Most important thing is gluing the outside ones though. You don't even have to put glue on the middle ones right now if you don't want to. Actually, I'd suggest that you just put it on the outside ones for now. You only need a little bit. You don't need a lot of glue on them. See, like that much? That's enough glue. The this much easier in an actual classroom with a proper desk and stuff. There ain't really room at home to do these kind of things. Let me see. Yeah, see, some of these are thicker in the middle already, so it already makes it hard to connect to get it straight. So this is what I have right now. I removed the 3 in the middle because I just get in the way. Just try to have these as straight as you can. Okay, I'll do the second one. Again, I'm just putting the little dot of glue on each one. That way I don't make a huge mess and have to clean it up. See, I'm just putting the next dots of glue like that. Okay, make sure the flat side is what you're connecting, the bumpy side's pointed out. So I'm just going to do that. This one goes there. Then I'll press them down right now. Kind of difficult to hold the camera and do this all at once. That's how that piece should look so far while you're doing that. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone for a second and let those dry a little bit before I finish the back piece. So I'm gonna go back to these, the legs. Oops, I already broke it. Normally you're supposed to wait like a good 20 minutes in between each of these sections where it's glued. So you're better off waiting and not trying to cram it all in at once. I'm just trying to so I don't have to edit the video too much. I'm gonna let it dry. I'll come back once it's ready for the next step.